Welcome to Bee's Travelogue, episode 31. The time for azaleas had arrived. Everywhere in Namak, the hedges were full of azaleas. At the same time, the cherry blossoms were still in full bloom. I spent a lot of my mornings before school in the park in Namak taking pictures of the various blossoms. Some were probably apple or plum blossoms as well. I found this walkway that was overgrown with what turned out to be roses later on in the year. I especially love the color of these blossoms that are very dark before they fully open and then this light pink. When I returned from my trip to the sculpture park in Mokpo on April 6th, from the bus window, I saw lines and lines of cherry trees in certain areas of Namak and determined that I would try and find those. So one morning, I set out and walked into the direction that I had marked on the map. From the road, I walked down onto a pathway next to a small brook and walked right underneath the cherry trees. Then I crossed the brook and took a picture here of the reflection of the apartment building in the water. I loved how the cherry trees lined the walkway. It was absolutely amazing and pretty much what I had seen in K-dramas. I was surprised to find this many meadows in the middle of the apartment buildings and so many yellow flowers underneath the trees. To see the cherry blossoms and to see this many flowers in South Korea, you really have to time your visit well. There's no guarantee that you're going to see this, even if you come at the end of March or beginning of April. Depending on where you are in the country, whether you're in Seoul or in Mokpo, the timing varies a lot. And of course, it also depends on the weather. This winter, 2023 into 2024, was pretty harsh in Mokpo with a lot of snow, and it lasted for a very long time. So the cherry blossoms were actually pretty late in Mokpo. If you're familiar with K-dramas, you know that trying to catch a falling cherry blossom petal is something that you should do. So that's what I tried here, and I actually succeeded. When I came to the end of this beautiful area, I walked back up onto another street and from there headed northward to get back to my apartment. Here again, I found the major roads lined with cherry trees and then another area that was like the one before with a small brook, a meadow in the middle and cherry trees on both sides and then the apartment buildings behind that. I was really lucky that I had so many blue sky days and could see the cherry blossoms in full bloom. I was a little bit sad that I didn't have more time to go up to Seoul and walk on Yeouido Island and experience the blossoms where most of the K-dramas are being filmed, but I was still very happy that I at least got to see them here in Namak. Every spot seemed more beautiful than the last, and I took full advantage of being able to experience spring in South Korea. While I'm not a big fan of the apartment buildings in South Korea, as I mentioned before, I do appreciate how they managed to integrate nature into all of their designs. However, in South Korea, I often wondered where all the people were. I had made a new friend through Facebook and was meeting my friend Tanya in Mokpo for us to go Pokemon hunting and explore Mokpo together. Tanya knew the area very well because she lived there, so she was showing me special lookout points over the city. On this hill, heroes from the democracy movement in the 1980s were commemorated. After a quick stop for a special dessert, we climbed up some very steep stairs and then followed a windy road to another temple. I remember as we walked into the street and up the corner there were Korean women sitting on plastic chairs and just chatting with each other, just like I had seen in so many dramas before. This area contained not just a temple, but the study hall of Kim Dae-jung, the former president of South Korea. From the temple, we climbed a little bit higher up to a park and overlook where we had a wonderful view over Mokpo and a side of Mokpo I had not really seen before because this hill had always been in the way. As in the other older section of Mokpo, all the houses were very colorful. The way down led us past the temple and the red church I had seen many times from up high, and again more beautiful blossoms on the way. From there we headed down into the older part of Mokpo where I had been before, near the Japanese mansion and the museum. We passed the old elementary school that I had visited once before and where Tanya's husband used to go to school when he was a little boy. We passed this American redbud tree, which I was surprised to find, and came to an area that had been used as a backdrop for the movie 1987. In the movie, this area was made to look like Seoul with Namsan in the background. This area was actually the base of the very colorful staircase I had started exploring in episode 13, Exploring Mokpo, but I had never made it all the way down. Back in Namak, I was captivated by the colorful azaleas and took photos both during the daytime and at nighttime under the streetlights. Please join me for episodes 32 and 33 and my overnight trip to Yeosu, which was truly spectacular with amazing views. Thank you for watching.